Hello, social butterflies. Welcome back to the podcast. I am Sarah.
And I am John.
John, today we are reading a book that, I have to be honest, has a terrible title.
Let me guess. How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yes, it sounds so fake. How to win friends. It sounds like I am trying to trick people into liking me. It sounds manipulative.
You are not the first person to say that, Sarah. The title sounds like a marketing scam, but the book? The book is pure gold. It was written in 1936 by Dale Carnegie. It has sold over 30 million copies. And I promise you, it is not about tricking people. It is about empathy.
Empathy?
Yes, it is about understanding human nature so deeply that you can get along with anyone, even your worst enemy. Carnegie's philosophy is simple. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you.
That is a great quote. So stop trying to be interesting and start being interested.
Exactly. The book is divided into 4 parts. Fundamental techniques in handling people, don't criticize. 6 ways to make people like you, smile, names, listening. How to win people to your way of thinking, arguments. Be a leader, changing people without offense.
Okay, let's start with part 1, handling people. John, sometimes people are annoying. Sometimes they are wrong. My instinct is to correct them, to criticize them.
And that is the first mistake. Carnegie's principle number 1 is don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Never? But how do they learn?
Criticism is futile. It is useless. When you criticize someone, do they say, "Oh, thank you, Sarah, you are right"? No, they become defensive. They try to justify themselves, and secretly, they start to hate you.
Yeah, if my boss criticizes me in front of everyone, I don't feel inspired. I feel humiliated.
Exactly. Carnegie uses the analogy of the beehive. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. If you criticize someone, you are kicking the hive. You will get stung. Even the worst criminals, like Al Capone, didn't believe they were bad.
Al Capone? The gangster?
Yes, Al Capone said, "I have spent the best years of my life giving people the lighter pleasures, and all I get is abuse." He thought he was a public benefactor. If Al Capone didn't blame himself, why do you think your colleague will blame themselves when you yell at them?
That is a wild example. So human nature refuses to accept blame?
99 times out of 100, people do not criticize themselves, so your criticism just creates resentment. Instead of criticism, Carnegie suggests a different tool, appreciation.
Appreciation.
He says that there is one longing, one hunger that is almost as deep as the hunger for food. It is the desire to be important. Freud called it the desire to be great. Dewey called it the desire to be important. Everybody wants to feel like they matter.
That is so true. When someone gives me a compliment, I remember it for weeks.
And yet we starve people. We give our children food, but we forget to give them appreciation. But Sarah, there's a catch. It must be sincere. It cannot be flattery.
What is the difference?
Flattery comes from the teeth out. Appreciation comes from the heart out. Flattery is selfish. I want something from you. Appreciation is unselfish. I just want you to feel good. If you can honestly find something to admire in another person, you hold the key to their heart.
Okay, no criticism, honest appreciation. Now, let's move to part 2. How do I make people like me? I'm assuming I should tell them cool stories about my life?
No, that is the opposite. Sarah, think about the animal that wins the most friends in the world.
A dog?
A dog. Why do we love dogs? Do dogs try to impress us? Do they show us their psychology degree? Do they show us their bank account?
No, they just wag their tails. They're just incredibly happy to see us.
They are interested in us. A dog gives you 100% of its attention. Carnegie says you can make more friends by being interested in them. If you want people to like you, talk about them.
It sounds simple, but it's hard. I always want to talk about my problems.
We all do. I is the most used word in the English language. But if you want to be a master conversationalist, do you know the secret?
Tell me.
Listen. There's a famous story in the book. Carnegie went to a dinner party. He met a botanist, a plant expert. Carnegie didn't know anything about plants, so he just sat there and listened. He asked questions. Wow, tell me more about that flower. How does that grow? He spoke for maybe 5 minutes. The botanist spoke for 2 hours.
And what happened?
At the end of the night, the botanist told the host, "Mr. Carnegie is the most interesting conversationalist I have ever met."
And he didn't say anything.
Exactly. To be interesting, you must be interested. People don't want to hear you talk. They want you to listen to them talk. They want a sympathetic ear.
Okay, so be a good listener, ask questions. What is another way to make people like us?
This one is very simple, but very powerful. Smile.
Just smile?
Just smile. Actions speak louder than words. A smile says, "I like you. You make me happy. I'm glad to see you." Have you ever tried to be angry at a baby who is smiling at you?
It's impossible. You have to smile back.
It is contagious. Even if you're on the phone, did you know people can hear a smile? Telemarketers are trained to smile while talking because their voice sounds warmer. So, principle number 2, smile.
And principle number 3?
This one is the one you might struggle with, Sarah. It's about the sweetest sound in any language.
The sweetest sound. Is it, "I love you"? Or "Here's $1 million"?
Those are good sounds, but for any individual, the sweetest sound is their own name. People love their names. They donate millions to put their name on a building. They carve their name into trees. If you remember my name, you pay me a compliment. If you forget my name, you're saying, "You're not important to me."
Oh no, I'm terrible at names. I meet someone and 5 seconds later I think, "Who is this?"
You are not terrible, Sarah. You're just not focused. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president, knew the names of his mechanics. He knew thousands of names. The trick is to repeat it. Nice to meet you, John. So, John, where are you from? John, that is interesting. Use it 3 times in the first minute. It locks it into your memory.
I will try that. John, John, John. Okay, I got it.
Don't say it like a parrot. Be natural. Now let's move to the most controversial part of the book. Part 3, how to win people to your way of thinking. Or, basically, how to win an argument.
Finally, I want to know how to win. I argue with my husband all the time.
Carnegie has a very surprising rule for this. He says the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it.
Avoid it? But then I lose.
Sarah, if you win the argument, you still lose. Let's say you prove your husband is wrong. You prove his logic is stupid. You make him look foolish. You feel great, but how does he feel?
He feels hurt. He feels inferior.
And a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You have won the battle, but you have lost the war. You damaged the relationship. You cannot force someone to agree with you. You can only lead them there gently.
So we should never argue?
Never tell someone you are wrong. That's like a punch in the face. It challenges their intelligence. Instead, use the drop of honey method. Begin in a friendly way. Say, "I might be wrong. I frequently am. Let's look at the facts."
I might be wrong. That disarms them.
Completely. If you admit you might be wrong, they will stop fighting. They will want to show you they're fair too. And if you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically.
Oh, that is painful, saying I was wrong.
It is painful, but it works like magic. Imagine a police officer stops you for speeding. If you argue, "But I was just following the traffic," he will say, "License and registration." He will get stricter.
True.
But what if you say, "Officer, I am so sorry. I was wrong. I was not paying attention. Please give me the ticket. I deserve it." What will he do?
He'll probably say, Well, just be careful next time.
Exactly. Because he wants to feel important too. Remember principle 1? If you fight him, the only way he can feel important is by crushing you. If you crush yourself by admitting fault, the only way he can feel important is by showing mercy.
Wow, that's Jedi mind tricks. So don't argue, admit fault. But what if I really need to change someone's mind?
Then you must see things from their point of view. Carnegie says, bait the hook to suit the fish. Sarah, do you like cheesecake?
I love cheesecake.
If you go fishing, do you put cheesecake on the hook?
No, fish don't like cheesecake. They like worms.
So why do we try to catch people by talking about what we want? I want you to clean your room. The kid doesn't care what you want. You have to talk about what they want.